you're seeing my first for the first time, I am Snowy. Thank you for tuning in. I thought, right, now is actually the best time for me to do a get to know me video, because I have been active on YouTube for almost 3 years now, but I've been so on and off and not consistent. And now I want to start on a new path and I want to be consistent in my videos. So get to know me for all the people that have watched me since I started when I moved over, and the people who are just starting to join in the family now. So I'm gonna look down sometimes because I wanted to make this very structured, so I have a notebook of what I want to talk about. So my first topic that I'll talk about is who am I and where am I from. So my name is Sikhulile Lukele. In my language, that means we have grown up. Like, there's a whole story behind that. But I have had the nickname Snowy for many years now, since I was at least, I'd say 13. It's one of those nicknames that have sort of taken over, and it's actually worked out because now that I'm here in the UK, people butcher my real name so much that Snowy is just easier. So my name is Sikhulile, but for purposes of this channel, you can call me Snowy. I am from the beautiful kingdom of Eswatini, because now you find yourself saying Eswatini, because that's how people can't pronounce the D's say it. But I'm from the beautiful kingdom of Eswatini. I'm 33 years old and I live in Northern Ireland in the United Kingdom. Right, let's get into why I moved. So I had been thinking about moving for about 2 to 3 years prior before I actually moved. This sounds very cliche, but I wanted to move because I'm a mother. And I just was starting to think of a better place or somewhere where my child could have better opportunities, and just for me to provide everything I need for him. And so I thought, let me try and move to a first world country. And there's many first world countries out there, but obviously it's important to move to one where you can speak the language. So I didn't want to move to like a place where like it's like Germany or France, and then I can't speak any of those languages, and then there's a language barrier and there's all of that there. So I definitely wanted an English speaking country. I also have family in the UK. My dad has lived here for over 20 years. So it just seemed like the right place to move because I would have a support system here, and also we can speak the language. I'd also been to the UK many times too. Well, not many times. Actually, I'd say maybe like 3 or 4 times over the years before I came that I had visited the UK. So I had sort of that background about it, and I knew I would be okay. I would be okay over here. So let's talk about my life now. As I said, I moved to the UK because of my son. So I obviously live with my son. I have a 7-year-old boy. I am a single parent. But I now live with my partner. My partner is British. So I met him while I was here. Originally when I moved, it was just me and my son. But life changes so much. In 3 years, I've been with my partner for the past 2 years, and we have 2 dogs, 2 dachshunds, and that is basically my family in the UK at the moment. Another question would be, what did I do before I moved to the UK? This seems a bit wonky. Right, that seems better. What did I do before I moved to the UK? So my educational background is psychology and criminology. I went to the University of Pretoria in South Africa, where I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts Honours in criminology. So whenever I started school, I wanted to focus on psychology, but somewhere in there, I ended up being more drawn to criminology. So whenever I had finished, I worked in the prison service in my country. I worked in fact, I worked in various jobs, but I worked in rehabilitation, I worked in the head office, where I also worked under research and statistics. And I did that for a total of 4 years before I decided to move. And it was a good job in terms of like learning and stuff, but it just was not the right place for me. I always felt a sense of I didn't belong, and that I just wanted more for myself, which is no offense to people who work there, but it just wasn't for me. And I felt that more and more the more I stayed there. Obviously, it's no secret as well that a lot of professions in African countries, even my country as well, there's a lot of you have a nice title, but you are so underpaid. And for the life that I wanted to create for myself and for my child, I just didn't think that that was where my future lied. And I'm trying to say this with all the respect without offending anyone else who's in that profession, but it just wasn't for me. And simple as naturally the next question will be, what do I do now? So I work as a senior support worker with adults with learning disabilities, like just severe learning disabilities, autism, all of that stuff there. I suppose you'd say it links in with my background in psychology, but it's it's so different whenever you learn things in theory and you actually get into practicing and working with people with, like abnormal psychology, I think they used to call it. But yeah, like people with all of these psychological or like I said, learning disabilities. But that's the job that I do. I've been doing it ever since I got here. The main reason why I sort of went into that is, like I said, I thought it would be something that could be sort of related to the fact that I studied psychology. But it's also because obviously the main or easiest way to move to the UK for a long time was through care work, and I thought I'm not sure if I'll be able to do old age homes and all of that there that comes with that. No offense to anyone who does it again. So I thought support work was something where I could sort of fit in comfortably. It is different from the field that I did, but the truth about going overseas is, although there's a lot of job opportunities, to find a job that is in your field of study that will still get you sponsorship, visa sponsorship, is extremely difficult. I also wanted to come over initially to study, to do my master's, but again, you get charged double when you come over to the UK on that route. So things sort of get better once you get you become a permanent resident, so you have your citizenship. So this is what I'm doing now. I don't know, will I do it forever? I don't know, but that's where my life is now. Another thing is there is so much content out there about how to move to the UK, how to get into this job, and this and that there. But I don't want that to be the focus of my channel. So I am just saying this now so you can get to know me and just have a background about me. But I don't think it's something that I will be discussing in my channel. There's so many other channels though, if you want to look into stuff like that, how to immigrate and all of that. Nanal Griselda, Pauline Popomoyo, those are people that I sort of watched before I came here, and they gave a very, someone else, Tochi Esther, they give really good immigration advice, how to get there, how to get a job in this. But I just want to clarify that that's not the focus of my channel. I think it's a field where people There's plenty of information on that and people are doing good on it, but it's just not the focus of my channel. So what is my channel actually about? So I started this channel to share my experience, and everything that I will share here is based on my experience as an immigrant who has moved from Africa, an African country, to the UK and specifically Northern Ireland. I really struggled before I moved over here when I was trying to prepare my mind for everything, finding content about living in Northern Ireland. I found a YouTube channel from a lady called Nana Griselda. By the way, I met her. In fact, right, there's Nana Griselda and there's Pauline Popomoyo. I mentioned them previously, and that's because I watched those two ladies' channels the most before I moved over here, because I could not find any other content creators that, you know, immigrants living in the UK, but specifically Northern Ireland. And it's only those two that I found, so it was a bit limiting because there's so many other things that I wanted to know that they maybe weren't posting about. But whenever you look at immigrants in the UK, in England, Scotland, there's so much content on that. So I was like, do you know what, whenever I get there, I will also try and share these experiences so that other people can get that sort of help. If someone's moving to Northern Ireland, if someone's wondering what's the crack, as they say over here in Northern Ireland, and you want to know this and that about Northern Ireland, that is what my channel is about. An immigrant, African immigrant living in Northern Ireland, UK, how my life is here, you know, things that I face on a daily basis as an immigrant, and just my life exploring and settling and living in the UK in the eyes of an immigrant. On that note, now that you know what my channel is all about, I invite you to join me on my journey. If this is something that interests you and you think you'd have an interest in it, or you think someone would have an interest in it, then please share this with someone. Please link in with me, subscribe, and please engage. I do pride myself in being a very responsive person. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them as much as I can. I do try and shy away from any immigration questions because I am not an immigration expert. That's why I said, if you want immigration news and blah blah blah, all of that, I'm probably not the right person for that. But this is just about sharing my life and my experiences through my views and my experiences basically, and that's what this channel is about. So if that interests you and you are interested in continuing this journey with me, then please go ahead and subscribe and share this page with anyone you think would interest it. And lastly, if there's anything that you would specifically, now that you know who I am, if there's something specifically that you would like to know, or content you would like me to share with you, then please comment down below and let me know what it is you'd like to know, or content that you would like to see, and I will do my best to try and get into that for you. Thank you for watching.